You ready?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, great. Left-hand side, second row, Marcus.
It's the most work I've ever seen you do right there.
That's funny. Kyle, Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. You've played with Draymond, Team USA. You've played against him for years. Mm-hmm. And you two kind of have a similar disposition as far as like toughness and grind. When you just look at Draymond's career, what do you appreciate about what he's become, and what similarities kind of do you see in yourself?
The work that he's put in. Coming into the league, people who said he was undersized this or not, good at that. But he was worked at it. They said he was out of shape, and he got in shape. He got his body right. He improved his jump shooting, improved his conditioning. He always had the toughness, because coming from where he's from, you got to be tough. But for him, I just to respect that how much work you actually got to put in to be a good NBA player, all defensive type player, a defensive player of the year, a champion. He's put the work in, and that's the thing about him is he's put all that work in.
Same area.
I'm sorry. Kyle Paulintunas, ESPN Brazil. In past playoff performances, past playoffs, sometimes you've been criticized about your play in the playoffs. Getting to the finals, do you feel like there's a little bit of vindication for you there?
No. I don't, for me, it's all about winning. And, when you get to the point where you made it to the finals, you won, but, you still got more to do. So getting here doesn't, do anything but getting here. We still want to try to win this.
Did anything change for you, confidence-wise, or this year in the playoffs?
No. I've been the same. As long as we win games, I can not score at all. If we win, I don't care. As long as we win games.
Left side, on the row back, fifth row, Josh.
Josh Lewenberg, TSN. Kyle, Masai was speaking earlier about the conversation that you guys had just before the trade deadline, how important that was just in terms of clearing the air. What did that conversation mean to you?
Just kind of get on the same page, understanding that what he wanted from me and what he expected from me, and just kind of being on the same page. It wasn't anything negative. It was just, let's get on the same page so we can make this run, because he believes in what we could do as a team. So that was the biggest thing, just get on the same page.
Right side, fifth row.
Kyle, you're one of the few guys on the team that played with Alfonso McKinney last year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about him, and could you have predicted him to have the season, really the postseason that he's had?
Unbelievable kid, man. Great guy, always laughing, always joking, but seriously hard worker. Always trying to make sure he gets better, making sure he can do whatever he takes to get better. And I couldn't predict it, but I know how hard he would play. I knew how athletic he would be, and he has the mindset to just go out there and do whatever it takes to win. So, I'm happy for him.
Any particular moment, instance that you can remember of him that sticks out?
Nah, not really.
One row behind on the right side, Tim.
Kyle, Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press. I'm curious if you'll indulge and just go way, way back. What are some of the lessons that Jay taught you back at Nova about leadership, quarterbacking, all those things that still hold true for you today, that you still sort of apply today?
I think the one thing Jay is always we never talked about basketball. We talked about life and being a legit person, always just, making sure that you're just up front. You take everything on the chin. You be legit. If you make a mistake, apologize. Kind of just, accept everything as a man and bounce back from it. If anything negative, just bounce back, take it, and keep going. And I think those are things that, stick with me today. I'd never shy from anything. I never shy from negative criticism, constructive criticism. I take it all. I understand it, learn from it, digest it, and move on.
Second row on the right to Greg.
Kyle, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Draymond recently called himself the best defender of all time. Wondering what you think of that, and where Kawhi ranks on that list, and why.
I think he's one of the best defenders at his position. I think Draymond's got a Defensive Player of the Year, so that's important. I think Kawhi's definitely up there for sure.
How would you compare them, and what makes them each so great on defense?
Just their anticipation. I think the anticipation they have, the physicality that they bring. I think just the toughness that they bring on both ends. They both have long arms, big hands, understanding where they need to be on the floor and how to help teammates. And then on the ball, the relentless pressure.
Two more questions. Fifth row on the right.
Dan Feldman, NBC Sports. You've been through a lot in your career. You've accomplished a lot in your career before making it to the finals. How did all of that prepare you for this?
Just through my life in general, coming from where I'm coming from. You know, this is basketball. No pressure, just basketball.
There was a point in your career where you're trying to solidify yourself as a starter, as a star. Do you feel like it's a different approach? Obviously, you always wanted to win, but do you feel like there's a different approach you can take now toward winning that you've established yourself?
I've always just wanted to win. Different approach. My approach was always to play hard and do everything as hard as I possibly can to whatever it takes to win games. And that was the most important thing that I've always done is just do whatever it takes to win games.
Final question, left side in the back to Greg.
Kyle, you seem to be developing a really good chemistry with Kawhi on the court. Can you talk about off the court? Have you developed a relationship there as well, and what that relationship is like? What is he like away from the court?
Me and him, we're together a lot. You know, I mean, as a team, you know, we're always together. Me and him have developed a relationship off the floor. He's a great guy. You know, he's just a regular guy, just like everyone. He's just a regular guy like everybody, you know, everybody else. He's not this, he's not that. He's just a regular, cool dude.
He's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you for doing some work today.